Hi everyone, it's Wednesday the 16th of November and this week's challenge is Ghost Town. We've got Riot Gear Glenn, so Bruiser Glenn to help us as the star hero, and we've also got Bruiser starting charged. But hopefully if your Riot Gear Glenn's good enough, then anyone you have with him is starting charged. Well, that's the plan anyway. Some alright maps on here until you get to Nightmare, and then a lot of them get really horrible. So let's get on with it and let's have a look at the weekend event first. And this week it's Jackpot Deluxe. So we've got a chance of all 9 silver or all 9 gold crates after a mission. If you do get all 9, it's also cheaper to open the last 3. I didn't get a single gold jackpot last time, so hopefully I'll have more luck this time. And good luck to everyone. Hope you get lots of gold jackpots. Right, let's get on with the maps. And the first one is Suburbia, which is one of the harder maps on the set. We've got a tank that starts in front of you and one that starts to the right hand side. You can also have another 2 normal walkers starting right in front of you, so starting charge is going to help in this case. You've got an incoming, which is quite quick, so every 2 turns at the start, and it gets down to a 1 turn incoming far too quickly. The good news is, if you survive the first few turns to kill these walkers, and you can get to the right hand side, it looks a bit like this. And with the X's, that is where the incoming comes in. So you've got the 2 at the top. If you can spawn block those 2 points, then everything comes in front of you, well, below and in front of you. You've got the 2 down at the bottom, and you do have some on the line as well. But as long as you can get those 2 blocked, then you are pretty much able to survive. Whether you'll be able to actually get to the exit is another question. Also, there are 3 boxes to get. Don't forget the one at the start. It's very easy to do. If you forget that and then you get to the line, it's not lit up, it's very frustrating. I know from experience. At high level, there's going to be a large crowd of walkers there, so you're going to want something to be able to stun them all. But you also need some power to kill the tank at the start. You're probably looking at either Mercy Yumiko or Princess Yumiko on this one at high level. You could try Zeke and Tyrese as well. That might be a bit trickier, but I'll probably give it a go and might be pleasantly surprised. The other thing to watch out for on this is when you open the car at the bottom middle, then you'll get an auto spawn. 1 on the left, 1 on the right of the car. So you've got to time it well so that you've got enough action points left to not get hit by the 2 spawning walkers. I tend to try and do it if you're doing crowd control, building up a big load of walkers on the right hand side of that car so it spawn blocks it. And then you only have to deal with the 1 on the left. And then you've got to get back and spawn block again. Yeah, not very nice map, but I'll do some videos and hopefully we can get through it together. Right, the next map is Barbecue. We've had this a few times recently. I'm not going to go into it too much detail. Lots of tanks to kill. Take Mercer and Yumiko and you shouldn't have any problems. That's pretty much it. Do beware the one on the top left. Sometimes you can't see him and he'll come down and surprise you. But other than that, yeah, just Mercer Yumiko and kill them all. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Next map is SWAT. Again, not had it that long ago, but it always starts like this, exactly the same. You've got to open the SWAT car on the right hand side. When you do, walkers will spawn. You have to kill the walkers that spawn and get to the exit. It's not too bad a map early on. You can keep the threat down, or you can let the threat come in to keep yourself charged up. You can kill everything and then get on the gate. If you're taking Princess, you can also just keep everything stunned as you make your way to the right hand side, and then open the gate without killing everything. You only have to kill the ones that spawn. So speaking of spawns, this is where they come out. And the main thing here is you need to leave space for at least 1 armoured to spawn, otherwise you won't be able to finish the map. If you spawn block all of those spaces, you'll never be able to exit. So the best way to do it is let only one spawn by controlling stunning everything in spaces except one place. If you're trying to kill and do it quickly, then this is probably the best way to stand, because then they all come out in front of you. And if you haven't killed the original riots, then just keep an eye on the one you're meant to kill, so you don't waste time killing stuff you don't need to. Next map is Parking Lot. I quite enjoy this map. It is a search for clues, and you also have 2 red cars which spawn walkers. You start with a load of walkers in front of you, usually within striking distance, so taking an assault that's charged or a couple of warriors is probably going to be beneficial. And if you've got the herding shield, even better. You might even want Pizza Glen on it, just so you can open and move. As I said, there's 2 red cars to open. The top brown one, you spawn one to the left hand side and one to the far right. The one to the far right can usually reach you, but the one to the left can't, so if you're opening the car from the right hand side. And then you've got the car on the right hand side which spawns 2 walkers right next to it. So that's the one I always leave till last and hope for the best. It becomes a massive slog in Nightmare because you get a quick incoming which comes in at the start area and on the line. So you do get sandwiched in pretty quick, but speed is of the essence, or crowd control. Next map is Main Road. This one starts pretty similarly. These 4 will always start where they do. 3 normal and 1 riot. Tank. And on the right hand side there'll be 2 tanks somewhere over there who are usually unaware. You've also got an auto spawn here and to the right hand side, which starts spitting out 2 walkers after the second turn. So you want to get these killed as quickly as possible. How you want to do that, it's up to you. Mercers and Cookies shown with a chainsaw. They'll be starting charge, so you've got some options. Get on the gate as quickly as possible. Once you're through the gate, it's to get to the exit. So either keeping the tanks at bay whilst dealing with the normal walkers. So riot shield will be helpful for the normal walkers, and maybe Zeke or with a Morningstar, or Mercer with the Rosita's assault rifle, leaving him in Overwatch and interrupting them. And then get to the right hand side. I believe the auto spawn on the right hand side doesn't start spitting stuff out until you've opened the gate. So if you don't get on the gate straight away, you're not going to get massively overrun, but the incoming does come in over there as well. It's not too bad, apart from I believe it's round 80, in which I had to use a flare last time just because it was a pain in the backside not to. Next map is Sunday Traffic, my actual favourite map of the set until Nightmare. It's a great map to take Huntsman Darrell on with some threat reduction. You can take your time, big open spaces to start with to get that threat down, opening up the cars as you go. If there are 2 red cars that you might need to open. One you can just see at the bottom right of this screen, and that'll spawn a walker on the left and the right, so you can spawn block one of them. When you work your way to the right hand side, you've got a van which is flashing red, and that will spawn a tank in one of the 3 spaces just above the van. So being able to either open and move or open and interrupt with someone is going to be beneficial on that. And do beware around the back of the burnt out car, because there's a spawn point up there, so when you've had an incoming you'll probably have a couple of walkers up there to deal with. As I say, in Nightmare it just becomes ridiculous. 1 turn spawn, you can't get past that first car, and then it is a massive slog to get to the end through tanks and spikes and riots, etc. So one of my favourites turns into one of my more hated ones, but it's fun up until that point, which is what matters really, isn't it? It's not going to be an easy map set to finish perfect if you're not used to finishing perfect. But starting off charge should give you a good shot on a few of them. Thanks very much for watching. As always, please like and subscribe, and any questions, leave them in the comments below. Bye.